Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's not even 7:01.
I know, but the countdown timer was skipping, so I don't even know how good the feed is tonight. I'll go into an internet story in a little bit, but okay.
Okay. Can you hear us and
Can
see
you
us?
hear
That's
us?
the
Can you
first.
see us? We'll start with that.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
And hello, everybody.
Yeah, hello, everyone. I see lots of people have joined us already. So Trudy, Donna, Valerie, Elaine, Jan, Janie, Wendy, Linda, Tammy, Connie, Janet, Nicole, Deborah, another Linda, Sue, Tammy, Connie, Peggy, Deborah, okay, and Susan, Cindy, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
I'm constantly amazed at how you all make it here before us every week.
I know.
Okay.
Catherine, hi, Catherine. Yeah, thanks for joining us. So nice to see everybody. Again, we just should probably preface that in southwestern Ontario right now, we've kind of got a line of thunderstorms going through.
Yes.
So we're hoping that everything stays okay for this. Kelly, your internet seems to be very vulnerable. Hi, Marianne.
I've had an unusual day of a string of very positive events happen today. So I'm just going to keep channeling that positive energy.
But was it positive things that had to do with your internet?
No, not so much, but we should start by saying who we are.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm still adjusting. You go ahead.
Okay. I'm Noelle from southwestern Ontario, from Sarnia. So we're wasn't super warm today, but it was really humid. So
it's okay. Still really humid.
Okay for knitting inside.
It's a perfect day for knitting inside. So we are.
And you're Kelly.
I'm Kelly, and we are Knits N Pieces together.
Yes, we are. We are.
More commonly, lately known as the Hot Mess.
Yeah.
So
the Hot Mess Girls.
Hot Mess Girls. So we have a mostly knitting. We have a multi-crafting podcast, and but a lot of knitting. And this is our very informal Tuesday night knit group that we do online with you called KnitChat. And so we are awesomely thrilled that you are all here, and looking forward to seeing what everybody is up to this week and what is on your needles or on your sewing table or on your crochet hook or whatever other craft it is, maybe what you're baking. Any of those things. So,
I have not done any baking in the last. It seems like last year in the pandemic, I was all about all the baking, and then now I'm all about all the exercise. So, and they kind of don't go hand in hand. But
well, I got informed last night that I'll be doing lots of cooking and baking next week. That's their plan for me anyway. I don't know. I thought I was going on a vacation, but my daughter and her husband think I'm going there to make treats. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting. This is like a bad bra tonight. My wire keeps tightening up on the back of my ear, and I'm not enjoying it. So just bear with me. You can chat a minute. Let me get sorted.
Actually, lots of people here say they've got thunderstorms in their area too. And then we've got Barb from Melbourne, and she says it's chilly in Melbourne. Well, they'd be in winter, right?
They're in summer.
They're in winter. Yes. Yeah. Yep. And Tammy's working on her rocket tee. It's a great pattern, Tammy. I love it. So we'll have to make sure you post pictures when you're done.
Okay. We've got some people from BC, I see, and from Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Keep the good weather vibes heading your way on Saturday. Keep the good weather vibes going.
I think actually it is supposed to be nice on Saturday.
Well, I know. Okay. Not Saturday, because Saturday I'll be in the air. We have, the drive to Toronto and then the flight across the country.
Yeah, but it's always nice if you're flying and there's no thunderstorms.
Oh, you think? I like to fly in thunder.
I think I do. I don't like to fly, period. So
I like to fly in crazy weather. I think that's fun.
So
nothing more exciting than seeing a good thunderstorm outside the plane window when you're in it.
No, not exciting. That happened to my brother one time, and the plane got hit by lightning. And when they got off the plane, they could actually see the hole that the lightning made through the plane.
Oh, okay. Well, that wouldn't be so fun.
No. So anyway, so I see lots of people are talking about their Shifty projects here. I think it was, go back here. I think Marianne said she finished her night shift. Yay, Marianne.
I'm still
3 hours of cast off. 3 hours of cast off with her that I-cord edge cast off.
Yep. I believe it. I do. I believe it.
Yep. And Nicole says she started her second rocket tee.
Oh, wow.
I've done two, and I will do this pattern again. I do really like this pattern. That's what I've got on right now. And it is in, it does have mohair in it, but if you're inside and it's short sleeved, it's not bad. I don't know that I'd want to wear this outside when it's super humid outside, but it's, this one is done with just, the dark color is lichen and lace, and it's their singles. So it's just 100% merino singles. And then the mohair is Riverside Studio. And it's one of the silk mohairs that's 40% silk, which that mohair is kind of finer, but softer. And so in this whole tee, there's I used a 25-gram skein of the mohair. So there's 100 grams of the blue, and then 25 grams of so it is a really super light tee.
It's really pretty. I've always really liked that color too.
I really, well, it's kind of like pink and blue, right? So, anyway, so we'll see there's other people doing night shifts. Cindy's doing a night shift using Malabrigo Rios. Heather finished hers, and she's gifting it. Oh, that's so nice. Now she's going to make one for herself.
Oh, what a sweetheart. I watched a podcast last night while I was sewing, and she had made a night shift, and she used the Noro Akari. And she said that she had gotten the idea from somebody else that she watched. And so, yeah, I think that's popular to use this yarn. I think it is. I really do. And
so, but it's amazing. The pattern looks good in so many different yarns and so many different combinations.
I haven't met a night shift I didn't like yet. How about we say it that way?
Okay. So
Diane says it is still hot as Hades there in the Kootenays. And she finished the yoke in her ranunculus. Well, we don't want that hot weather when I'm out there. No, we don't. No, we do
not. Your daughter, you said your daughter doesn't have air conditioning.
They do not have air conditioning, but a lot of people don't, right? That's not
doesn't
totally
make it
uncommon.
Make it any cooler though, Kelly.
No. It doesn't make it any more comfortable.
The weather doesn't care if you have air conditioning or not.
Well, there'll be less cooking in that kitchen if it's too hot. I'll tell you that.
So
Elaine Allerton is on here, and she had mentioned that she's got one of my bags, and she did so. And thank you so much, Elaine, for supporting my little business. And I hope you're enjoying it. She sent me a very lovely email about how much she enjoyed it. So that's very nice.
Yep.
Pearl Monster is still making dinner.
Oh, I haven't had dinner yet. I'll have dinner after this. I don't know honestly, I do not know where the day goes. I get up early.
Oh, please. Where does the day go, Noelle? Tell me, when one does not have a job to go to, where does the day go?
I don't know, Kelly, because before I know it, it's supper time. And I'm like, oops. Yeah. Oops. I don't know. So I have not had supper yet. Ross was working today. So he just got home. So hopefully he's getting himself some supper. I did make a pulled pork. I just didn't. It's all pulled and everything. I just haven't had any supper.
You did the hard work.
I did the hard work. It's all done. So hi, Vicky.
I was going to say you did the hard work. You put the pork in a slow cooker. You let it slow cook until it fell apart, and then you threw some sauce in. Right, all the hard work.
No, I didn't even put the sauce in yet. I don't cook. I cook mine in chicken broth, white wine, onion, and some spices. And then I actually kind of simmer down the chicken broth when it's done so it gets thicker. And I put some of that over it, and then a little bit of barbecue sauce because I don't like it too barbecue saucy. So and it's not quite as sweet.
I make my own sauce, and it has turned into, I guess, a family favorite because it gets requested a lot. This ring has to come off. Okay. What else are we missing?
Oh, Sarah says you should buy a small air conditioning unit and take it as part of your luggage.
I've already sent a sewing machine there, Sarah, please.
Have
I think
you
there's a
really?
limit. Yes.
Like, I mean, to stay there, or it's going to come back
Yes.
again after?
To stay there.
Okay.
To stay. So they wanted me to do some sewing while I'm out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Okay, I have to quit doing this. I try to talk, I try to read, I try to talk, I try to knit. It's too many of the things. They want me to do some sewing while I'm there, and I'm going to be doing some sewing for the baby nursery. And then last night, Derek reminded me that he has all of these pairs of jeans that need mending, and without the machine. So I thought, I can't go out there and not have proper equipment. So I just ordered a machine that I like, and I had it delivered there, and it will live there. And she's going to be a mom. There's going to be tons of things she's going to need a sewing machine for. There'll be Halloween. Not yet, but she will. She has a machine now, right? And it's, and then I ordered some things to be shipped with it. So I'll have proper tools. And then I'm packing a little tool pack to take with me of things I need to use. And she's going to be a mom. So she's going to have Halloween costumes, and there'll be things that are needed for school and little,
Yep. Yeah. I don't sew a lot, but I do have a sewing machine and I do know how to use it. And I did actually sew clothes for the kids when they were little. But
oh no, Anthony and Robin, I think Robin says that the thunderstorms in St. Catharines are interfering with our podcast. Oh, I hope it's not for everybody, because it could be my internet.
I hope they move by quickly.
It could be my internet.
So, Nicole says she uses a hand mixer to pull the pork. I just wait till it's cool enough, and then I usually it's cooked so much it falls apart pretty easily.
I can't remember. I know that you know her name. For the Fun of Knit. Is
Linda.
that Barb? Linda. I was thinking Barb for some reason. And she said that she got the bags as well, and she really likes them. So
that's
thank
nice.
you.
Yep.
Thank you, Linda.
I know. I think that's just about all I use, Kelly, is your bags. So
thanks. Oh goodness.
Oh, you still look good in MT. Do we know that's Montana, right? Didn't we have this discussion before?
Yes.
Isn't it Montana?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh gosh, now you have me second guessing it now.
Okay. Well, correct us if we're wrong. I can't think of any other state that has an M and a T, though.
Well, we went through this before. We're geographically challenged.
Yes.
As long as it fits on the trip that we're taking, the imaginary trip around the world. If you can find a place and we can fit it on a pin board of all the places we're going to travel to knit, then we're all good with that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Linda says she's so happy she remembered to watch tonight. Thanks, Linda. We're glad that you joined us.
Linda, I have a question. I have a question for Linda. Linda commented, I'm pretty sure it was Linda commented on our last podcast, and she was talking about the Holst yarn and asking you if you washed it before you knit with it. You said you do not. And then she came back and said that she washed it. I have a question. How did you wash unknit wool? Like, what am I missing out on? How do I?
Well, you have to skein it.
Okay.
And then wash the skein. Like I wash after I finish spinning something and I put it into a skein, I wash that skein. Just the same way you would soak and wash anything. You just soak it. You kind of squeeze out the excess water, roll it up in towels to get most out of it, and then hang it.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm so conditioned now that I put everything in garment bags to spin them out. And obviously you're not going to spin out a skein of unknit yarn. So
no, okay. I probably wouldn't try that. But going back to that, I should let you know too. The very first sweater that I did with the whole super soft, the body of it was I believe it was the Oxford color, which is a really dark gray. And the yoke was it was an Aran color. I can't remember whether it was the washed white or the natural white, and it had pink in it. Well, when I soaked that, like that water was black. Like I was like, what have I done putting it in here? And I was really worried that it would transfer into the white of the yarn, but it didn't. So I just kind of kept washing it.
Did you use a color catcher?
I didn't.
Lucky.
I didn't have any, but I didn't. And so I kept putting it in fresh water. And I think I either used Eucalyptus or soak. I usually use Eucalyptus if it's a wool, and then I use soak if it's like a cotton or silk. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I just kept rinsing and changing it, and it was fine. Like the white stayed white, but I'm now working with the and I think you bought this color too, the Slow, which is that really dark burgundy. And that color is actually
it's right there.
Yeah,
right
that color's coming off on my hands when I knit with it, so I'm a little bit worried about that. So that I think I will get a color catcher and put it in the water before I soak the sweater.
Okay, just
to be sure.
So. Sarah says that her mom ironed her yarn to get the kinks out. Sarah, my mom probably would have done the same thing. My mom is the queen of ironing. She still irons all of her bedding. I learned to iron on pillowcases, and I don't know why a pillowcase needs to be ironed. My mom, when she first got married, used to iron her bras, although she would call them a brassiere, and you know, they were the cotton, and she actually ironed them. Ironed a bra. I mean, the horror. So yeah, she would iron, definitely irons everything. Every tea towel, a tea towel that you're then going to turn around and dry your dishes with has to be ironed in my mom's
I iron my tea towels that I weave, but only the first time they're done.
Okay, right?
Like I finish them, and
that's to give them as a gift.
Oh no, even if I'm keeping them for me, the first time I do it, because that's when I actually go through and trim off all the ends. So that's when
that's like blocking.
Finishing.
That's like setting it, right?
But after that, they never get
take them out of the dryer and then turn around and iron them, right?
Nope.
It's crazy.
Okay. I was watching. I don't even know what was on today while I was watching. But talking about ironing, it showed apparently Paris Hilton is going to have this new cooking show. She was cooking bacon with an iron. Seriously. Like she had to iron up like this in the bacon.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, there's a show I'm going to have to tune into. Holy. Not.
No, I'm not watching the show. This was on something else that I was watching. And I'm like, really? If you did that, why would you even put that out there on social media?
Well, I'm guessing to get people to watch. It caught your attention.
Well, it caught my attention, but I didn't tune into Paris Hilton to see what else she did.
No.
Anyway. Marianne says she irons all her clothes. Honestly, my iron is hardly ever used.
Okay, now a few people are saying that they iron other things, and Sarah herself, who was just shaming her mom for ironing yarn, now says that she shamefully irons her tea towels. Linda irons her sheets. Okay, now I'm starting to feel like I'm the person who should iron more.
I don't, and I'm not going to. So anyway.
Deborah's, this one's cute. I'm putting this up.
Okay.
Deborah says her mom ironed her husband's underwear when she was in the hospital having a baby. I hope they were cotton boxers, Deborah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Nicole has a question here about the rocket tee. Did I use the same needle size for the mohair? Yes, I did.
There's a knitting question.
There's actually a knitting question. Yes, Nicole, I just used the same needle throughout I didn't find that it really affected. It might look a little bit, I think when you're knitting it, it'll kind of look a little bit like the mohair bunches up, but once you block it, it'll be fine. I did both of mine using the same needle through the whole thing. So yeah, I have never ironed yarn.
Well, here's the real question though, Deborah. Did she starch them too? I think that used to be a thing.
Valerie only irons when she's mad.
Oh dear. That could go so many bad ways.
I might iron something linen if I was going out somewhere. If it was too wrinkly.
I know, but linen, that's the point with linen too. It's just going to wrinkle back up.
But I don't like that really wrinkled look. I just don't want to iron.
Okay, shameful admission on my part. I have a steamer, so I do steam, like work clothes, dressier clothes. But I'm not above throwing something back in the dryer for 5 minutes to wear it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yep. And you know what? When my kids were younger and they were home, that was Kendall's only form of ironing. Everything was going back to the dryer for 5 minutes, back to the dryer for 5 minutes. And I finally said, hey, put the brakes on that. Iron something. Or, hey, here's a novel idea. Fold it when it comes out of the dryer.
Out of the dryer, yeah. I was going to say that.
First time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually, there's not even a whole lot of our clothes anymore that we put in the dryer. Like a lot of things get hung. So, okay.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah says hello to Emily, who just joined us. And she says, we are in the middle of a fascinating discussion on the merits of ironing men's underwear.
Okay. But now,
we should hire Sarah because the pay is great, Sarah. You could be the back of show producer.
Here's the pay.
You could just keep feeding us all the witty comments because you're really good at them. I like that sense of humor.
Okay. Anyway, Emily's here. Emily had a question on, I think it was Emily. Let me know if it was Emily about the German short row heel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
a real knitting question.
So I have my sock here. So this is the one, and this is the yarn that Kelly gave me called Sunday Afternoon, when we used to do our knit chat on Sunday afternoon. Yes. And I did do a German short row heel. So Emily, the tutorial that I used for this was Suzanne Bryan, and she actually gives you two different ways to do it. The one way is where you actually carry your contrast yarn across. So, but I didn't want that. Like you'd have like 2 rows of the contrast across, because when you do those twin stitches, when you do a German short row, you go across the whole first half of the heel. So you've got all those twin stitches. So it would be really hard to go back again and make them into another stitch. They'd be really bulky. So what she has you do is you kind of knit a couple of rows. And that's where in the one method, you go around the whole sock. So you get that little band across the instep of the foot. But she also tells you how to do it by, you go across, and then when you get to your instep stitches, you kind of slip one and loop your yarn around so it catches. And then you go back, and then you start with your the German short rows that decrease the heel again. So you're never doing a twin stitch on top of a twin stitch, which would turn it into like I don't know how many, quadruple stitch or whatever. So you're never doing a twin stitch on top of a twin stitch. Those 2 rows kind of take care of that. And you had asked something about slip stitches. I don't think anywhere in her pattern does she have you slip any of the stitches on the heel. And I find it an easy tutorial, and it worked well. So I hope that helps. So
I really like those socks. They turned out great.
Yeah. And that's the Rose Hill Farms, and the set that Kelly got me it comes with a 50-gram skein of the main color and then a 20-gram skein of the mini. And this is a 60 stitch sock that I did for me. And I still have, not a whole lot left, but I still could have made these bigger. Like I could have made them longer. They could have easily been 64 stitch. So you'll easily get like a normal size sock out of, unless it's probably like a men's sock or something. Mm-hmm. So
I think I might skein mine up and take it with me for the plain knitting. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Sarah wants to know what pattern is that again?
What pattern? The German short row heel?
Maybe she's talking about the tutorial.
Oh, the tutorial is by Suzanne Bryan, and I think she just calls it her German short row heel 2 ways, or contrasting German short row heel 2 ways.
Okay.
So I'll if I think of it after this goes up, I'll go in and I'll post that link under the video. So, So Leah was saying, she was talking about the Shadow Wrap heel by Earth Tones Girl. Mm-hmm. I've done a Shadow Wrap heel, but it wasn't a tutorial by Earth Tones Girl. I can't remember who it was by, but I'm sure it's similar because I think you do it. I think it's pretty standard that you do that kind of Shadow Wrap the same way, where you're picking up a leg of the stitch underneath.
Right. Yep.
So, but it's a good heel too. I like doing it too. Mm-hmm. So.
Okay.
So Bonnie wants to know what knitting needles you're going to take on the plane.
Oh, I've never had a problem. No. I will, that yarn, I might like to use my highest steels. So it'll be a 9-inch circular. I can't even say that anymore. Does everybody else watch Needles at the Ready?
Yes,
I can't even
yes.
say that word anymore without thinking I should be going 9-inch circular.
No, like
Ray
this.
does.
9-inch circular with the microphone.
I can't even say the word anymore without feeling like I should be doing that. And I don't want to copy Ray, but it's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, that's probably what I would use. I think that's what I would like to use on that yarn. So I don't think there'd be a problem. I haven't had a problem in the past.
Do you do your heel on the 9-inch? Like I didn't. I switched.
Well, it depends.
I switched to Magic Loop to do the heel.
Okay, if I'm going to do a contrast heel, I'm going to do. No, I won't be able to do the heel because, well, it won't matter. I won't need that for the plain. I'm just going to do a tube. I'll choose a pattern. I'll do a tube, and then I will cut the heel in. If it's a contrast heel, I like the afterthought heel. So I've never had a problem, but I do know that some people have been stopped for the knitting needle issue. But it's just a domestic flight, so I don't think it's a problem.
Yep.
I think they have bigger issues right now.
Well, they do. And I mean, the thing is, though, like you're at the mercy of whoever is checking you through. Because
one time when I was flying to Edmonton, they tried to take my jar of salsa. I won. It was in London. I was so stupid. That was my fault. I'm used to traveling and taking whatever I want in a check bag. And I was just going for the weekend. It's when my husband was working out of town. So I thought, oh, I'll go and meet him for the weekend. And I just took a carry-on bag. And he said, oh, I'm really craving some of the homemade salsa. Can you bring me some of that? So I had some other things in there. And they're checking through the security in London and they pull out the salsa and they said, yeah, you can't take this. And I'm like, but it's the only thing my husband asked for, and it's homemade and it's hard to make. It's not hard or not easy to make this. It's homemade. And he's like, oh, I feel really bad. And I said, are you going to eat the salsa if you take it from me? He goes, no, we're not allowed to. And he goes, well, hang on, I'll ask the supervisor. And he went and he checked the supervisor, and she must have seen the look on my face. And she said, you know what, let her take the salsa. It was really chunky salsa. I don't make a runny salsa. There was very little liquid in there.
But that was a small airport. You might not get away with that, like in Toronto or
no,
like, wasn't that London?
Yes, you might get away with worse. Though you could probably
maybe.
I don't know.
But like Lisa was telling me that I think they were going to Cuba, her and her mom, and they both had the same needles. They went through the thing. They took they took Lisa's needles. They did not take her mom's needles. Exactly the same needles. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't, like, you're at their mercy. I have in the past taken wooden needles because, I mean, really, what damage are you going to do with a 2.25 wooden needle? Like, it's going to break if you try to stick it into something. So, but
I usually just take socks on a plane.
Yeah.
Not to knit socks on a plane.
No, I usually knit socks on a plane just so I can say that. Anyway, I did start some new socks this week.
Did you?
Yeah, 2 new pairs. So these are just,
Oh, are these your lucky dip?
Yes. So I'm just doing, and I think lots of people have done this pattern. It's the simple skip pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who it's by, but anyway, and that's an Arne Carlos colorway. It's called, the yarn's called Norway, and I'm not sure what the colorway name is.
It's pretty though. I like the colors.
But then these ones, since we're all into Shifty things, I decided I was going to figure out how to do a pair of Shifty socks.
Oh, fun.
So, and then because I didn't want the bumps on the back, so on the back, when I slipped them, instead of doing the purl bump, I just kept it in stocking stitch.
I was just about to ask you, how are you going to feel about bumps on the bottom of your feet?
Nope,
so
no bumps on the bottom. And then when I get up to the leg, then I'll do the bumps all the way around. Yeah. So there's my 2.
I love that.
And then I thought, I'm sure I'll probably have enough. Like I'd even have enough to do like this for the background and then the burgundy for the bumps.
Yes.
Because that's
cute really pretty.
So
I like that.
Yeah, and it's so much fun. I love doing this pattern. So it's so much fun doing this pattern.
So how many stitches do you have on there?
68.
Okay. I wondered how many extra stitches you would have to go to accommodate.
I don't, it still looks it looks a little bigger than my normal, but the thing is, I think you decrease your stretch when you've got that.
Yes.
So I think that I'm not too worried. If they're a little bit too big for me, they'll fit one of my girls. So I just really wanted to do them. And I thought, well, I'm going to try with 68 first, because I know they'll fit somebody. And then when I make another pair, I'll adjust accordingly. But I didn't want to do a swatch. So
why swatch? Why swatch when you can do a whole sock, right?
That's right. That's right.
So
anyway,
I also,
and Rachel says it looks like it's her size. It might be, Rachel.
You never know.
Anyway, they're fun.
Maybe on Christmas you'll find out.
So, and it's a great way, because you could go through and you could pick a base color, and you could use all your little scraps of sock yarn that you've got left over from other projects to do the little blips and bumps.
Mm-hmm.
So you could certainly use up a lot of scraps that way.
Fun.
It's just fun. I want to put this pattern like in everything.
Hi, Margot.
Hi, Margot.
You made it. You made it. Pull up a chair, Margot. Come into the circle. What are you knitting?
So what are you knitting?
I'm working on my. You always catch me mid-row, so I can't really show it.
Well, at least you're knitting. I've already discovered that I should not knit when I'm doing this.
Night shift shawl. Pretty colors. Pretty, pretty. I probably won't take this with me. It's kind of big. I was watching Louise last night. You were watching Louise last night.
Yep.
That's Wildflower Wool. And she does a live stream on Monday nights. And she was talking about knitting mittens in the summer. And it's funny because I'm sitting here. Well, I was sewing at the time and listening. And she says that she feels odd about doing mittens in the summer because it feels like you shouldn't be knitting mittens in the summer. But she said we knit socks year round, so she couldn't figure out. But I agree. I'm sitting there going, exactly, Louise. I mean, she couldn't hear me, but I'm like, exactly. I feel that way too. I always think I'm going to knit mittens in the summer. And then I don't, because I think, well, it seems silly if somebody says, what are you working on? Oh, I'm making mittens. But we make socks all year.
But she's going to do a hat. It's the same thing with the hat. You're not going to wear a hat in the winter.
I know. It's just, it's our mindset. Like I don't know. Does anybody else feel weird about that? Or should we all be making our mittens now?
I don't knit mittens until I think I need them.
See, but you're not wearing those socks that you're making now either.
No, I'm not. But that's because socks are just, okay. I mean, I know
mitten is literally a sock with a thumb.
I know,
right?
But that thumb.
You can do a thumb quicker than you can do a heel.
But it's still a thumb.
So, having said that, I might take mittens with me to BC to work on, just because, and then I'll have something ready for the fall.
So, well, I'll have lots of socks ready.
Okay, Valerie. Oh, I think she's got a side conversation going on with Sarah.
It must be, because
Are you comfortable to chat amongst yourselves, you two? Do you need some intervention? Because if we need intervention, I'm going to have to go back and catch up on all the comments. I think Sarah's got it covered.
Okay.
She's working hard for that salary of $0.
Yep.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so can I tell you my 3 twists of good fate today?
Okay.
The universe is sending all the good juju towards me, and I'm actually worried I probably shouldn't leave the house definitely for the rest of the evening because something's going to come crashing down. So thing one was we actually were attempting to change our flight by one day, the return flight. And everybody is saying you're going to spend hours and hours and hours on WestJet. And I didn't think it was going to happen. My husband kind of needs to get back on the Sunday instead of the Monday for work. So I called yesterday and I just let it sit on hold for the all afternoon while I was at work. If there's a WestJet message that you need to know, I can recite it because I heard it so many times yesterday and I didn't even get through like in 3 hours. So today I popped on there and it says that you can get a call back. And I just put my email in there thinking, and a phone number, I'll never get a call. And they called me back today and they changed it. And we actually got a $28 refund.
Wow. That doesn't usually happen. Yeah.
That never happens. Never happens. So that was thing one. And I was like so super pumped about that. I thought, nicest person in the world. She was just lovely to deal with. She was awesome. So that was a great thing. And then this is a work situation where I found out down to a deadline for submitting something, and our governing body wants one more license affiliation that I had to make an application for. And I didn't know all of the answers to the questions of the applications. So there was a helpline, and I'm sorry, I'm a little jaded. I typically don't find that government offices are very helpful. Well, today I got the most helpful person in the world. Her name was Nellie. I know she's not watching, but I'm going to say the name anyway. She was amazing. She stayed with me on the phone. She goes, I'll just stay with you. Let's just work through this together. Line by line. She went through this application, zippity zing, got it completed, paid for it online. I've got the license registration in my hot little hand. So I'm thinking, the world cannot get better at this point. Like, this is 2 wins for me in one day. And right about then I hear a ping, and I got an Instagram message from May, and she says, I'm watching a yarn tail. Oh, no, that's not her name. Oh gosh.
Karen.
Is it a yarn tail?
Yep.
She's blonde, super cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's who okay. All right. It is her then. She says, I'm watching it. And she goes, you just won yarn. And I'm like, what? This is seriously like this is a trifecta of good lottery days. Trifecta. And it didn't end there. It went on. Okay. So I ran out of thread last night when I was sewing. And I thought, okay, I want to finish these before I go, because I want to bring these with me. And I remember reading the last time I went to Fabricland, they had a sign in their window that it was going to be closed for 2 days for inventory. And I thought these were the 2 days. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get these finished then before we go. Anyway, I drove there after work tonight. Nope, inventory doesn't start until tomorrow. So I'm going to count that as 4 wins from the universe today, all in one day, in the span of 6 hours. I'm super thrilled. And the yarn that I won, I would pick that yarn out in a store.
Oh,
it's gorgeous.
Good.
So I've got to send her a message and tell her thank you. Excellent day. Excellent day.
And we had no internet problems getting on here.
No, don't say that. I definitely had internet problems getting on here. I restarted the computer, and like I said, the countdown timer was glitching. So I don't know. Oh, Barb got her Fiber Hustle prize today. I did not yet, but I didn't go to the mail today either. So
but
that's 2 yarny things I've won in under a month. I've never won ever a yarny thing ever. And then that's twice in a month. I'm telling you, it's my month. It's my month.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so much fun when you hear your name pop up on a podcast that you won something.
Well, she even sent me the clip of my name popping up on screen, and I'm like, yep, that's me. So I'm going to, I have the thread. So probably tonight I want to finish those up. So I'll be watching her podcast while I.
So is that what are you finishing your overalls?
Yes. Freaking in love with these overalls. I love them. They might be my favorite thing I've ever made. I made the Burnside bib overalls, and I couldn't be happier. It's just a win all around. Barb says it could be my number 5 for today. Are you suggesting I should go to the post office tonight? Oh my gosh. Barb, I wouldn't be able to contain myself. Oh goodness. Okay, back to our knit chat. I should buy a lottery ticket, Deb says. Wow, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
I buy lottery tickets and I forget to check them.
I don't buy lottery tickets.
I don't normally. I do once in a while, but not very often. I don't think I've bought one since the pandemic.
Mary's here. Yes, Mary, you're a little late, but that's okay. I was wondering where you were. I didn't get the Mary waving at me tonight. Okay, we're talking about numbers. Sarah's talking about numbers. Are we talking about pairs of socks, Sarah? Are we being left out of our own knit chat?
I think so. It must be because okay, so says, well, Kim says socks are her jam this year. I know we knit socks all the time, but Sarah was saying that she's completed 10 pairs. Well, it's pairs, so it's got to be either socks or mittens or sleeves.
I'm sure somebody will tell us. Hi, Kim. Kim just joined too.
Hi, Kim. Yes, they're talking about socks.
Okay. I don't know how many pairs I've made this year. I don't keep track.
I don't know. I know that I've got 6 pairs finished for Christmas, but there was other ones too, so I don't know. Margot says she's enjoying it more since she learned German short rows. I wonder if that's the sock heel. And everything I see that, like sometimes when you see the German short row, it just says, or when they see that they're using German short rows, it says GSR, and all I can think of is gunshot residue. So all of those.
Why do you think that? I was going to say, what? You were an accountant. You were not a pathologist. What?
I know. Well, yeah, but I really like crime shows. So all the
gunshot
all the
residue.
CSI, and I know I'm like, what does this have to do with knitting? And then I'm like, oh, German short rows.
Gunshot residue. Well, thank you for that, because I'm sure that will stick in my head now.
There you go.
Tracy wants to know, the Burnside bib overalls by
was it so liberated?
Row House 7? Oh my gosh. I'm the worst. I would go check, but then I'd have to what would I have to unplug?
Don't unplug anything.
Okay.
Don't. You can put it in the show notes.
That's your job. I don't do the show notes.
Well, you tell me what it is and I'll put it in the show notes. I'll put it underneath the video.
It's the Burnside bib overalls. And there's a couple of different ways to make them. So you can, they're really cool. They have like the strap goes over and then it crosses and it hooks through these loops at the back. So it kind of gathers up the back of the overalls and you can wear them that way. Or you can make a slightly more fitted pattern, which has a hidden zipper on the side. And in all my years of sewing, I've never installed a hidden zipper. Well, I have now. And I don't know why I was afraid to do that. I've installed so many zippers.
Well, yeah, because your project bags all have zippers. No, they don't. You do drawstrings. But you've done some with zippers, haven't you?
But a hidden zipper. I mean, seriously. It was not even hard. And I didn't do a bad job, if I do say so myself. Yes, thank you, Sarah. I could have typed that myself. I'm a bad host. See, I can't knit and do the thing.
Sarah says it. Is it Sew House 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I was close. What did I say? Row House 7?
Row House 7. Okay,
hey,
Marianne says
GSR.
Marianne says beginning of the round will always mean back of rink to her after teaching figure skating for so many years.
Yeah, exactly. We all get these little things stuck in our head, right?
It's like if a word has 2 meanings for some reason, I always think of the wrong meaning first. Guaranteed all the time. And then I have to go, no, that's not what it meant. It's
I hope I
knit a row so far without making a mistake.
Well, I'm curious now if I increased the last row I did like I should have. Oh, I hope I did. I think I did. Probably doesn't matter much.
Well, no, even when you start the pattern, as long as you kind of line it up with your others, it's not going to.
It's very forgiving.
Yeah.
So next week's next week's
Knit
Chat is going to be coming to you live from across the country in 2 locations. Noelle and I are going to be further apart. I'm going to be in BC, and
I'm going to be here.
And Noelle's going to be here in Southern Ontario, and we're going to see how that goes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be at my daughter's house, and I think that'll be fun. It'll be a change of scenery. So there'll be no, I don't know what will be behind me. There might be dogs. There probably most assuredly will be dogs in the podcast. Big dogs that think they fit on laps. So yeah, I'm excited. Maybe my daughter. There might be a baby bump. We don't know. We don't know. Oh, Valerie has another word. Lit. Lost in transit. Little intimate talks.
There you go.
Or if you're just like really cool and hip, you're lit, Valerie. You're lit.
Is that it?
And then if you watched the Suits show.
Yes, Lewis
lit. You just got lit up, right?
I liked Lewis.
Sometimes, but he got a little mean. Well, I don't know.
I didn't finish the whole series, so maybe that was after I stopped.
It got a little soap opera-y for a while. I don't know. So at the beginning, but then there was just like so much constant drama. But I always remember that. Lewis lit his prune juice, and that was his saying, "You've just been lit up." So,
okay,
Mary
wanted.
Yep, go ahead.
Mary, I asked if we were working on our Shifty shawls. Kelly is. She needs to update a picture of her Shifty. She loves it. She can't wait for cooler weather now. I can wait for fall, but I know you guys out in BC are having really hot weather, so I'm sure you do want cooler weather. I know Kelly's working on hers. I haven't actually picked up my Shifty sweater because I've been working on my sweater for Little Red Mitten, which I only have one more sleeve to do. I actually got one sleeve done. The whole body's done, the sleeve's done. And then, Mary wasn't here earlier. I started these, Mary. So I decided to do some Shifty socks. So I put the pattern into a pair of socks. So I am still doing Shifty stuff, but just not my sweater, but I will get back to it. So I'm hoping within the next couple of days, I should finish up I actually wanted to be done the sweater for Little Red Mitten this past weekend, but I picked up Zoe on Friday and didn't bring her back till Sunday. Let's just say there was not a lot of knitting that got done, but we had a lot of fun. Zoe is my 3.5-year-old granddaughter. And actually my husband hadn't seen her since before Christmas. And I think I'd only seen her once, like maybe in February. So she was so excited to come and it was so much fun. So
Noelle sent me a little video clip and she said, this is what my weekend was like. And it's funny. You know what? I should have downloaded it and then played it on here. It was 3 sweet, beautiful little girls just running in circles going, ah! And then they'd stop and then they'd squeal again. And then they'd stop and then they'd squeal again.
It was like between giggles and squealing, like they were giggling and squealing.
And she says, this was my weekend. And I'm like, oh. Oh, they look like they were having so much fun, though.
I was putting Zoe, I don't know if I told you this, I was putting Zoe to bed the one night, and Jacqueline had told me that Zoe always likes to hear stories about the day she was born.
Oh, really?
So yes, and Jacqueline had a section, so she wants to hear all about the section and you know that her mom had to have medicine. I'm like, okay, you're 3.5. So I said to her, we read a story, and I said, do you want me to read you another story, or do you want me to tell you a story about the day that your mom was born? And she looked at me and she goes, Grandma, that's not a story. That's a conversation.
Aww. So cute.
Anyway, they're fun at that age. Like, it's just, yeah, she was funny. But it was like, I was so exhausted by the time I took her home.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep. But she's so pleasant. She gets up in the morning and she'll go, Grandma, morning. So anyway, it was fun. But maybe play that video some other time.
Yeah, I could have put it on my desktop and then played it, but anyway. It was cute. I watched it a couple of times. I watched it once and then I turned the volume down a little bit and I watched it again.
Well, they didn't turn the volume down here, let me tell
you. Oh, they were so cute though. You can tell that they had been so long without seeing one another, right?
Yep. Well, and like the kids in general, like Zoe goes to daycare, so she actually still sees a couple of kids at daycare, but Molly and Isla don't go to daycare, don't go to, like Molly was going to a preschool, but then when schools got canceled, like went online, then there was no more preschool. Mm-hmm. So, and it's just, like, your doctors tell them, oh yeah, they should be socializing. Well, yeah, but how do you do that in a pandemic?
Right.
So, and basically Isla for, most of her life, she's had 2 birthdays and she's not had a birthday party because we've been in a pandemic.
Yep.
So, Rachel said I can put it on Instagram. People turn your sound down if you watch it.
With a sound warning. Yes.
That's right.
It was so cute though. Well, my husband and I, we had some things that we had to take care of on Saturday morning. So we went into Sarnia and he hadn't had breakfast and he said he was hungry. And I said, you know what? Things are open. Let's go to coffee culture for a power up bagel. And I'm telling you, Noelle, so this is my first time at coffee culture in a year and a half. Right. And for those of you that are
more than that,
well, maybe more than that. But yeah. So for those of you that don't know, that's the coffee shop that sort of KnitChat started from. I had a yoga class close by and Noelle would be doing her morning. What was your exercise? Body pump. I had power stuck in my head. Body pump. And then we meet at the coffee shop and have a little visit and some knitting. And then we started to incorporate some other people that could come and join us for knitting too. And so I've not been there. So the last time I would have been there was when we were all together knitting. And it felt very strange to be there without all of you guys too. I mean, I was with my husband, but it just felt, I don't know, like I was missing you guys. It felt like you should have been there too. And we should have had our knitting.
Did you sit outside?
Well, no, we took it to go and we went and sat down by the water. So I had my steamed almond milk. That was my treat of the week that I have not had since there. So that's a really long time to go without a treat. Because that was my like treat that I would always do. But it was nice to be back in there.
I know. I have not been to coffee culture. Now they do have tables outside.
They do, but they had 2 little tables and they were available. We could have, but Mike said, hey, let's go sit down by the water.
Yeah. Well, it's nice down by there too.
Got mohair fluff.
Okay. I have to tell you what I did this week. It was like disgusting. So I was downstairs. I did my bike ride. I had a load of laundry in. And like when I get off the bike, like I am just dripping with sweat, right? So I go and I thought, okay, I'm going to put the laundry in the dryer. So I went, washed my hands all off, got a paper towel. I'm drying my hands. I go over, I put the laundry in the dryer. So I clean out the lint screen, right? I've still got the paper towel in my hand. I put all the lint on top of it. And then I forget that I put lint on top of it and I'm wiping the sweat off my face. And then I'm going like this. Oh man, I felt pretty silly.
That would have been good to see.
I should have taken a picture, like all this little fuzz.
And that would feel disgusting. Anyway, absolutely.
It did feel disgusting. Let me tell you, don't do it. So,
well, I finished some socks this week. So I definitely have to get socks ready to go.
Yes.
For my trip.
I know.
I can't believe I'm going on a trip. I keep saying that. And I'm like, I'm going somewhere. I am leaving my town. Oh my gosh. I'm going somewhere. And I'm going to see my daughter.
Yeah.
And my son-in-law. And I'm super excited.
Kathy said she held her great grandson today. He's 4 weeks old.
Oh.
I know. That's awesome.
Actually, I think one night Kathy was on here with us and she's like, I got to go. And then she was going. The baby was being born.
Wow. And I know Kathy says, thanks. She's in love. I know they just like steal your heart. And honestly, yeah, You just do anything for them. So it's just like sort of no one can tell you before you have a child how much you're going to love that child. And no one can tell you before you have a grandchild just what that's going to do to your heart.
Well, I don't know. I'm already anticipating how hard it's going to be to leave my grandchild, and the baby's not even due until October.
Yep, I know.
So that's a
like Jacqueline only lives in London, which is only an hour away, and I still.
But you went a long time without
here. I really wish she lived here too, for the three girls to have more time together.
Yeah, and then you did go a long time without seeing her because of lockdowns and everything that we went through as well, right?
Yep. So
yeah, it's tough. It's just tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. So
Mary said she got to go to a yarn shop today.
Wasn't that's
awesome? I know.
Exciting. Oh, it felt so good to be back in the yarn when I went to Guelph a couple of weeks ago. Although not going to the yarn shop did not hinder my shopping sprees for the year.
No, me either.
I still managed to get yarn.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah says after her first son, she didn't think that she could love any other child as much, but she can.
Yes. Aww. I know. It's like, yeah.
My kids tease me all the time. They each like to think they're my favorite. So I don't have a favorite. But they always say that to one another. I'm mom's favorite.
Yeah.
It's important. You know, why do kids think they need to be like the head of the pecking order? Kendall thinks she is because she's oldest and she came first. Damon thinks he is because he's youngest and he's the baby, right? But anyway. Yep.
Marianne says she hasn't been to Costco in 16 months. Well, Costco's I have been twice, but I've ordered online. And I still don't like going in there because the last couple of times I was there, I swear they weren't following any restrictions. It was just as crowded as it was any other time that I was ever in there.
Some of my coworkers went and they asked if I wanted anything. So I did a little shopping through them. I haven't been either.
I like when I go, if I go to London and I haven't been there that often, I don't even plan that I'm going to go there. I decide that I'll look at the parking lot and decide whether I'm going to go in or not. And then I try to time it so that it's a day that's not too busy. Last time the parking lot didn't look that bad, but there were tons of people in there. So.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I don't know your first name. So Pearl Monster. Her parents are in Europe and haven't held her now 2-year-old yet. Oh. They were scheduled to come, but then the pandemic. I know, right? The pandemic.
Yep. Kathy says she's putting a halt on yarn shopping. Every time I say that, Kathy, the next day I buy something. So I just don't say it anymore. Marianne said that lineups are too long outside. I think the only time there were lineups here for the Costco, well, not in Sarnia, but in London, were like when we first went into the pandemic. But the last times I've been there or driven by there, I never see a lineup. So I think they're just letting everybody in.
Yeah, I haven't really seen too many lineups in Sarnia.
No.
For anything. I know grocery stores had lineups for a while. Banks. I still see lineups at the one bank that I drive by, but just have to pick your times. Are you whining your way through tonight?
No, because I haven't eaten. That would be dangerous.
Yeah, we've all seen that, haven't we?
So, well, let's just say at a cottage one time when we were drinking and I played Never Have I Ever. I will never, ever play that game again. So,
wasn't it up north when we were at the retreat when you said you were going to bed and you went to bed for a while and came back? So you said, "Oh, there, I'm good to go. I had a nap," and you poured a glass of wine and you stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I know. I probably paid for it the next day, though. I probably had to rip out all the knitting I did.
Oh, no. No. Just got to get you over to my time zone.
Yes. Okay, so Robin wanted to know if my second COVID vaccine went better. Yes, it did. I didn't faint.
No anxiety attack.
I actually got special treatment because of almost having fainted the first time. So when I went in and you tell them that, then they take you right over and you get a bed and they have you lay down on it. So it's like if you're going down, you're already down. But it was fine. I was fine that time. So. Oh, I know you don't want to let your granddaughters go. I know, but the kids get a little, Grandma, let me go.
I can't breathe, Grandma.
But they're so cute. Because like, especially, and when I go to see Molly and Isla, like they're so excited. Isla is so excited to see, well, like her grandparents, which she's actually shaking because she's so excited to see them.
Oh,
so that's so cute. Oh, okay. Rachel didn't feel well after her second vaccine, both her and Curtis. But it seems like the younger people actually, that's my doorbell if you heard that. But I think Ross is going to get it. Younger people actually had worse reactions to the second shot than older people. So it's funny. I was watching when you were talking about needles at the ready, and I was watching that today. And Ray was talking about having a birthday party for his mom who just turned 60. I'm like, wow, do I feel old? And I think it was Kevin that said her age, and he's going, don't tell her age on the show. I'm like, oh.
Well, yeah, Ray, older ladies can be relevant too.
Yeah. Hey.
Tracy was chastising you because she said, come on, Noelle, you know it was the best ever. And I think she's referring to the cottage.
Oh, the never have I ever? I'm still not sure I can remember
or that,
everything.
Yes.
I'm still not sure I can remember everything that I told everybody that night. Yes, it was fun. And they still let me come back, so.
I guess you didn't embarrass yourself too badly then.
No. Oh, Sarah said her husband's sleeping right now with a fever. Yeah, it is weird how it affects different people differently. Oh, Valerie says she hasn't seen her grandkids since 2019. I know. Kelly, you're going to be going back and forth so often because it's just, especially, well, I don't know because mine are still all young, but like just in these years, even if you don't see them for like 2 weeks, there's so much different.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. They'll change so much. I'm going to miss so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe when I retire, we'll have to buy a house that has a 2-family house out there. I'll have to like split my time between out there and here and go
or
back
tell
and
them
forth.
tell them to move here.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I can ever get them to move back to Ontario, as they like to call it.
Is that what they call it?
Ontario.
Well,
yes.
At least we don't have 40-degree weather right now.
Well, no, we don't.
And they usually get more rain than us too?
Yes. Yeah, it rains a lot there. Well, they should just get themselves set right now for a week of rain next week because it seems like whenever we're there, it rains.
Yeah.
So I still have dog biscuits to make before I go. I have to take gifts for the grandpuppies. They'll expect something when we're unpacking our bags. And I'm excited to work on the nursery.
Yeah.
Get the crib in there, all the things. And I think Kendall is too. It will make things seem more real.
Yeah. Mary says that her family's in the US and she's in Canada, so she hopes to see them one day soon. I know my sister's daughter lives in San Diego, and she's got 2 kids that are like, I think they're like 7 and 5. So she hasn't seen them in like, it would be the Christmas before the pandemic. So I know that's hard because usually they would be back and forth at least like, she might be there once a year. My niece would be home a couple of times a year. So they get to at least spend time together. And it's hard when you can't do that. So,
oh shoot.
Yeah, I hope everybody gets to see their families soon. So I know it was a lot of fun this weekend. So even though I was tired, it still was. She's coming back again soon. I think we have a shower for my son's fiance, well, daughter-in-law, in 2 weekends, and it's my mom's 87th birthday. So we're having a little outdoor get together for her. So the kids she loves seeing the kids. So she may not after she sees the three of them together. It might be a little loud for her. But I sent her the video and she watched it over and over, but she didn't say anything about it being too loud. So we'll see. Yeah.
So I might have to unplug for a second. I just want to go. I thought I had it beside me, but I don't.
What is it?
That yarn. Do you remember? Oh, it's Barocco.
Oh, the linen.
Chai. I'm glad you remember what I buy. I need a sweater pattern for it.
What weight is it?
DK. I think. Oh, Noelle. Because I thought I might take that.
How much did you get?
I don't know. I think six.
And what's the yardage? You don't know.
Okay. I'm unplugging for a second here.
Okay.
Hopefully this works. Because I don't want to undo all my.
Okay, but say bye now just in case. Okay, she can't hear me now because she has her earplugs out. So anyway, I see people talking about morning sickness here. Yes, I was actually really lucky with 5 kids. I did not have morning sickness at all. I just got more and more tired with every pregnancy. So, but I was pretty lucky that I felt fine otherwise. So,
okay,
yeah, Susan, it is linen.
It is linen. So it is the Barocco Chai. And it's 56% linen and 44% silk.
Okay.
19 to 21 stitches on a 4 to 5 millimeter. So that's a DK. And
that's almost even a worsted at 19. If you knit it at 19, it'd be like a light worsted.
Oh, it would be a very light worsted. It's pretty thin.
What's the yardage in it?
So it is 142 yards for 50 grams.
Okay.
So I don't know. I need a sweater pattern.
And you said you had 6?
I think so.
Okay.
Any suggestions? Sarah, very informative, Kelly. I'm sure she's talking about, I bought a yarn.
I don't know. I bought a yarn. Don't know what it was.
A yarn. Yeah. So I do. I need a pattern. If you get the Bellish app, you can create your own patterns.
Yeah, I downloaded it, but I haven't had a chance to really look at it yet.
Okay.
So, and Kathy says, what did she do wrong with the rocket tee? The V is so deep. I think I just probably decided where I wanted the V to go and didn't actually follow the pattern. It's probably what happened. Because I know that a lot of patterns, like I'm not very tall, I know a lot of patterns, especially on me, if they do have a V, end up being too low. So I'm sure I just looked at what the measurement was and just adjusted it to where I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sarah said you could do a V-back tee. Oh no, Valerie said a V-back tee.
I don't know. After the trouble that Sarah had with it, I'm concerned. So I think that's the one that she did, right?
Yep. So does it feel soft, Kelly?
Well, it does feel pretty soft. I know Emily posted that, and I was worried about that because I know a lot of the linen yarns, everybody complains about how hard they are on their hands, and everybody knows, who knows me, knows that I don't like anything hard on my hands to knit with. But I think it's the silk. It is quite soft. So, and I'm sure it would bloom pretty well too. But yeah, some sort of a summer tee. Maybe like it could have just, like create a pattern, kind of like the ranunculus, but not the ranunculus. Something with a yoke styling. I don't know if anybody has anything on the top of their mind for that, but it's just a really pretty color. It's this nice, kind of a khaki green.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty. That's what I got in Guelph. It's actually called, never mind, I don't know what it's called.
What, the color you mean?
Yeah, it had an interesting name.
Oh.
And I think I might have just seen that when I looked the yarn up, because I don't actually think the name is on the label. It's just the number. But very cool.
Valerie said, what about a love note?
Well, I have 2 of them already. I think I was looking for something more like a shorter, I suppose I could make a short sleeve one.
Vicky said she made her daughter a Deshane. I know I really like yours. I want to make one of those. I actually got some yarn just at Walmart called Kobo. It's cotton and bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Lion Brand, and it's a DK weight. And I thought, but it's actually feels kind of thick. I think there's only like, there's not as many yards as you told me.
Okay.
So I think it actually might work for a Deshane. Mm-hmm. And I could just adjust it anyway so that I get the size that I want and the fabric that I want. But yeah, so I might do that, but that doesn't help you because you already got a Deshane.
Sarah says there's some on Ravelry. Oh, thank you, Valerie. The color is Tomatillo.
Okay.
Which I liked.
Yep.
There was another color that I really liked. It was kind of like a rusty red. Mm-hmm. Like a really nice, like that, not a rust, but not a coral, but like a mm-hmm. deep.
Mm-hmm. I've looked at that yarn online, but it's sometimes just hard to tell what the color actually is looking at it online.
Yeah, so, but they only had 3 skeins, so it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Anchor shirt, that was on my short list. Heather is mentioning that one. That was definitely on the short list.
That one is a nice pattern. I liked doing that. It was fun.
Oh,
Marianne said
Yacker
by Isabel Kramer.
I'll look that one up.
Breeze by Pia Trans.
Where did my little notepad go?
Oh, Kim says I need a notepad. Deshane is on her list too.
I did enjoy making that sweater. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was sewed, right? Two separate pieces. Deshane, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Bonnie. What was the other? Oh, Jacker.
And Helene says DeRocho.
Okay.
I know, Kelly, that I have a bunch of DK weight summer tops favorited in my Ravelry thing. If you go in and look, and it's even organized that it says summer tops. So you don't have to go through all my favorites.
Katarina is another one.
Oh, well, Sarah says Amy Christopher's designed a top in that yarn called Bonnie. It was actually designed in that yarn.
Oh, Breeze. I didn't have that one. Okay. I have to go back because when I was watching the podcast last night, Heather from Fourth Star Knits. Have you seen that one yet?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So she said that she had just started a sweater, but she was too early in the start but she showed a quick picture and I was sewing, so I didn't get to go back. I might have to go back and look because I like the sweater, and it was, it had a yoke, and I thought maybe that would be a good one, but I might have to go back and have a look.
Tracy's saying Katarina.
That one's on
another one. You've got that one?
Yeah, I've got that one. And somebody mentioned a tank too. I think I wanted it to have short sleeves though.
But even anything that's a tank, you can adjust it and put sleeves in it. So.
Or Patty. Okay, Patty is a tank.
I know I want to do all these summer sweaters, but realistically, we're already in July. I'm never going to get them all done.
I know, that was my plans.
Maybe I'll get one done.
We talked about this, about how we have to be knitting the things out of season, which goes back to why we should be knitting the mittens now, because then we'll be ready.
I know. But if we go back, I don't know who it was that said it, but I'm like, I just want to knit what I want to knit. It doesn't obviously work out with seasons. And then I'm thinking, oh, I should have made those linen tops. But I guess for me, that's not my go-to yarn that I prefer to knit with.
Right.
So I would normally pick something else rather than the linen. Tracy says, sorry, Norland has some pretty patterns, some pretty summer.
Oh, there's another one too. Ilha sweater.
Yep.
And
oh, Mary says she got her first box from Knit Picks. She still has to open it. That would be, if I had the box already, Mary, it would be opened. I'd be like, forget whatever else I'm doing. I need to look at the yarn.
I have everything delivered to work. I open it at work before I even leave with it. Material Girl. Okay. Kay Hopkins.
And Kay Hopkins. Yeah. Anyway, maybe when I finish my mid-coast, then I'll do a summer one. Maybe. Especially if it's a DK weight, it shouldn't take that long, right?
No, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the yarn seems so thin though, but I know it's how it works up, right? So something else that we were, Mary said that we were so important that the opening of the box has to wait. Wow.
Thanks,
wow.
Mary.
I feel really honored now that
we wish we could be there
yarn.
to open the yarn with you.
And ooh and ah. Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
So
we should have a quick talk about the knit-alongs, make-alongs that we have going on Ravelry. So we have our year-long sock along, and you can enter that. Every pair of socks that you finish, enter that into that thread, and we draw one every month. And we have a prize every month, sometimes two. And we get those sent out to you. And then the other one is our Shift
Happen. So it's any Shifty project, Andrea Mowry's patterns. So just, I think there's the Shift Along, which is the hat. The original one, I think, was just called the Shift Cowl. And then the sweater is called Shifty. And then the one that Kelly and I, is probably one of our favorite shawls that Kelly's working on right now, is the Night Shift shawl. So.
And you know what? If you come up with your own Shifty pattern, like Noelle's doing Shifty socks.
Yeah.
If you use that.
Yep.
Sorry for the rattling paper. There's more ideas that I have to write down. This bird knits. Okay.
Yeah. So if you come up with your own pattern that incorporates kind of that stitch pattern, then you can put those in there too.
Yeah.
So that one runs to the end of August.
Which is not that far away anymore.
I know. We're already like in the middle of July.
I still keep thinking, oh, it's the beginning of summer. No, it's not.
I know it's not. So
crazy.
Anyway, well, Kelly, it's 8:20, so we probably should. I should probably eat something.
Yes, before you get into your wine.
Before I have my wine. Actually, it looks like it's gotten a little nicer outside. I might be able to go out and sit outside for a little while.
Okay.
Not like last week, because last week it was pouring after we got done.
Oh, well, it rained pretty hard here. So, but we do have grass growing in our front yard.
Yep.
How about a
Actually,
mitten along? Yes, I was thinking about that, Kim. I was exactly thinking about that when I listened to Louise last night. Maybe we should have a mitten along. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, get all that stuff out of my way. Maybe we'll do that. A mitten or a hat, like maybe a winter knit along in the
cold
summer.
weather accessory knit along.
That's a long title.
Okay, we'll make an acronym somehow.
Also, I've been really terrible tonight on showing our hashtags that we have going on Instagram. So if you've got something that you want to share with us and you want to get us to see it and we want to comment on it because we want to see it for sure, on Instagram, you can put that under KNP 2021 Knit Chat. Mm-hmm. And then we also have hashtag Shift Happens Cal so that we can see those because we do. I've been checking out those.
Oh, I know. They're
inspirational.
Amazing.
You guys are amazing. And you're ahead of me. Everybody's ahead of me. I'm going to be lucky if I had such great plans. I had I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'll be lucky if I get one thing done, but I'm having fun.
I got my cowl done. I got my Shift cowl done because my sweater kind of got set aside. But I even want to get another couple of balls of that edition 3 and do another one for a Christmas present. I don't know for who. I just want it in it. And did you see Julia? Julia's doing one in Christmas colors. I know. It looks awesome.
Yes, she sent me a message tonight that she couldn't join us. Yeah, she's with her daughter, but it's really pretty. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I would have thought of, but my goodness, it looks great. And she's going to be sporting that all through the month of December, looking awesome.
Yep.
So anyway, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And it's been great catching up with everybody. And I'm just going to send out all my good luck that I had today, all that good juju that the universe sent me. I'm going to send it back out into internet land and hope that you all have a blessed evening and a blessed week. And we will catch you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Live from BC. Well,
and Sarnia.
We're taking it on the road. We're going cross country now. Yeah. And hopefully...
maybe I'll go to a different room.
Okay.
No, I won't.
Maybe you could sit poolside or something.
I could. No, but that's the noise, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise I would, but anyway.
Okay. Well, take care,
thanks, everybody. Yep. Happy knitting. See you soon.
Okay. So.